Welcome to Lisa and Company, and welcome to our Wreath Challenge hosted by Christy over at Inspired Living with Christy and Antoinette at Simple Yet Chic. If you're stopping by for the first time, we do all kinds of budget, DIY, renovating and decor here at Lisa and Company, so please hit that subscribe button and stick around for some great content. We are starting today with one of these great ornament hanger wall plaques that we are going to turn into our wreath. We have to get all this glitter off because even though I'm going to flip it over and use the other side, I like both sides to be nice and tidy and professional looking. Since I love to do things twice, let's paint this and then we'll start all over again. Sometimes even the best laid plans just don't work out. I did remember I wanted to start with a nice undercoat to this, so I took it out to the garage and I sprayed the entire thing black, and then I did a few spots with gold, and there is a little silver in there as well because I'm going to give this a really rough coat of white paint and then even sand it back. Check it out. Once the paint is dry, we're going to give it a quick sand, more in some spots than in others with our handy sanding block. I started with the rough side before going to the smoother side, and then I'm just going to touch up the paint, watch carefully in just a few places so that I have a nice thick coat where my words are going to go and it's still really rough looking in the other spots. Oh yeah, Lazy Girl and her hairdryer are back. So we're going to get this dry so we can get this done. I am using the Believe from my Dollar Tree 3-pack, and it is a beautiful metallic lettering, but I wanted to have a more aged look, so I'm going to use some of these colors that I used for my galvanized tray. I'm going to link that up here so you can take a look, and just really roughly went over it. The goal was never to cover the entire thing. I did want some of it peeking through, but I'm just going to layer up a few colors here really loosely, and I think the result is great. I'm using this ribbon I grabbed at Dollarama. You've got to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We hit some great deals on our last couple of trips. I mean, really great sort of farmhouse, lots of graves, lots of really cool products. So make sure you're following us so that you're not missing out on those great ideas and great shopping alerts. So we're going to make a bow for this, and as you know, when you have one-sided ribbon, you got to give it a twist as you turn it back and forth. Now, it looks awkward, but my bow making fingers are a little out of practice. Don't worry, they're going to be awesome by the end of the season. Now, I use wire to put my bows together. That's how my mom taught me. But I also find, depending on what you're using your bow for, it does a couple of things. Gives you more flexibility so that you can undo what you've made and redo it. Whereas if you tie it together, you're kind of stuck trying to cut that off. Also, those tails come in really handy, depending on what you're making, to allow you to wire your bow to a tree, to a wreath, to all kinds of great stuff. I've trimmed off a little scrap of ribbon here, folded it twice into thirds. Did that make any sense at all? And it's easier to see. I'm just using it to make a nice finished area at the front. I wanted a fairly simple bow, and I do like the way this came out. I'm going to use that wire again to attach my tails at the back, and just watch and see how this turns out. Yep, my hair dryer is back, and it's not why you think. We all have a hard time trying to attach anything metallic with a glue gun, right? Because it's cold and the glue dries so fast half the time you can't get it down. So what if we warm up the metal? Let's see if this works. Okay, so it did work, and I am absolutely jazzed that I have figured out a way to do this. So I just used the hair dryer for a few seconds to warm up the metal, dropped that glue on it, and well, I guess the only downside is that it took a little longer to set up. You guys, we may have a new lazy girl tip. So I picked up this beautiful frosted garland at Michael's, and it just about broke my frugal heart to pay $30 for it. However, it was buy one, get one free, so I do have two beautiful frosted garlands, but I am going to use this so carefully. Now, it had been my original intention to go all the way around, so this was truly a wreath, but check it out. Once I have this on top, this came out really good using a lot less of my very expensive garland. When I add the bow, I like to mess around with the tails and make sure they're all bent just so it looks like a really, let's just go with lifelike bow. Almost done, but I did want to add these teeny tiny little dry brush snowflakes. And we made it. This super simple wreath came out really, really nice. Although it didn't come out looking like it started in my head, I let the DIY evolve, and I am really happy with the project that I ended up with. And I really hope you enjoyed it too. Please be sure to click on the playlist and watch all the incredible content that's been created just for you. And don't forget, of course, to click on over and check out Christy and Antoinette's channels. You will not be disappointed. Of course, if you're stopping here from someone else's channel, please stop, say hello in the comments, and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.